Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Okay, the weather is still very hot outside, so we have a delicious way for your dog to beat the heat. Joining us with his DIY edible tennis ball recipe, we welcome veterinarian and the author of The Ultimate Pet Health Guide, Breakthrough Nutrition and Integrative Care for Dogs and Cats, Dr. Gary Richter. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Tell me about this edible tennis ball concept. I mean, this sounds like such a delicious treat for our pups.
Yeah, so all of this is about sort of, bonding between us and our pets and really being able to provide our pets with a nutritious treat snack that works out really well, especially during these warm months in the summertime. So really, what this is it's just a very simple recipe of making some gelatin. Mix some gelatin with some beef broth, bone broth, whatever, you pick your liquid. And all of a sudden you have a medium with which to make these tennis balls. And it's really just a function of, you make this gelatin, cut up whatever you want, fruit, vegetables, pieces of meat. It doesn't really matter, whatever your dog likes. And then we just pour that mixture into two bowls, effectively two halves of the ball, as you can see here. And then before it all sets, you just kind of put the halves together. And at that point, you put it all in the refrigerator. And what you wind up with is a fairly solid ball with all these yummy things suspended in them. Kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. My mom used to make Jell-O with sort of like fruit suspended in it. It's sort of a similar thing, but it's a little bit more meaty and savory than probably something that I would have enjoyed as a kid. But our dogs clearly have somewhat different taste than we do. So it's a very, very easy thing. Anybody can do this. It's a great way to give your dog a treat, something that's nice and cool in the summertime. Depending on how big your dog is, you could make bigger ones, smaller ones. You can even actually take these and, once they're solidified, you can freeze them. And as long as they're not of a size that your dog could potentially swallow the whole ball, if it's big enough that they can kind of lick at it and chew at it, this will keep them busy for quite a while on a hot day, and they'll love you for it.
Oh, it's such a great idea, and we can see in the video example lots of ideas of ingredients. Great whole foods that have a lot of nutritional value, but should you just check with your vet first depending on kind of what particular things you want to add for your dog?
Well, I think anytime you're going to add something new to your pet's regimen, it's always a good idea to check with your veterinarian. But as a rule, fruits, vegetables, meats, they're all really safe and nutritious. Needless to say, there's a few things you would want to avoid. Things like onions, things like garlic in any large amount, obviously grapes, raisins, that sort of thing we want to stay away from. But outside of that, fruits, vegetables, meats, you're pretty safe and it's pretty good to go. But as always, check with your veterinarian and make sure there's not something there that maybe your particular dog might not do well with.
For sure. And what about the process of getting them into the molds? It seems like, is there a little bit of trial and error? You might make it a little bit of a mess the first couple of times?
It can get a little messy. I mean, I think that's part of the fun. But really, I mean, you'd be surprised how quickly that gelatin sets up. So, when you fill those bowls up, you just want to be super quick and just kind of put them together and just, and be able to just get them in the fridge at that point. Are you going to make a little bit of a mess? Sure. Is your dog probably going to enjoy the mess that you made as well? You bet.
There you go. Yeah, they're not going to have any complaints. Well, and I love that you can show all those different sizes for the different breeds. I mean, especially I could see if you froze one of those, that could give you hours of entertainment. And they're having a healthy snack while they're at it.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about it. I mean, so many of the kind of treats that you might buy in the pet food store or online, I mean, let's be honest, they're basically junk food. I mean, like just like snacks for people, a lot of snacks for dogs that you buy are kind of junk food as well. This is a way that you can make it. You can control exactly what you put in it. So, you put in there what your dog likes. But yeah, you're right. If you want to make this all organic, it's up to you. Make it all organic. You can make this as healthy as you want to make it.
It is a great idea. It looks like so much fun. It's 100 degrees in Portland today, so I think a lot of us will be attempting this week. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
You're so welcome. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. The book again is The Ultimate Pet Health Guide. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.